So for nodes 3 and 4, the Avengers section, here's our game plan. We got Bionic Avengers with Captain Sam. We cannot let Sam get killed or even get low, and we want to try and get his cooldowns back up. You don't need to do this, but I found this to be the most foolproof way to get through this node with some pretty high Scourges. Then for node 4, we're going to burn fast enemies with the Bionic Avengers, and we're going to clean up with Young Avengers. You could also alternate this order and not use Captain Sam, but then node 3 is a little bit trickier, and you got to make sure that you're playing it tactically well. So if you do go the Bionic Avengers Captain Sam route, the first node basically just melts in your palm. If your Bionic Avengers are big enough, you'll erase the entire first wave, and then you can start recouping your cooldowns. If not, that's okay. You can still use your second abilities, and then you'll be able to get at least some cooldowns back up. There's one in particular we're going to need. We'll talk about that in a little bit. These nodes do get exponentially harder when you add Scourges, especially the ones that add blind and ability when you use your ultimate or special. When you use these, it basically forces Viv Vision to use her ultimate, whereas you see in this footage, I didn't use her ultimate at all. Just to reiterate, Young Avengers can also handle this node with a one-shot. It's however a little bit more unforgiving and technical. Bionic Avengers, for their part, can't really handle the entire node 4, so I kind of like having my Young Avengers fresh for that node. Though in my most recent run for 3.75 million, I did have to do this node with Young Avengers, and it did take me a long time to get it done tactically well. And though you'd like to have all your cooldowns up, this is the big one, Deathlock Special. The offense up is going to make sure that even if we go in there half dead, we're going to get at least a couple of the enemies killed on node 4 to help out our Young Avengers on the cleanup. And that's it for node 3. So for node 4, I do take Captain Sam out and I'll throw Hulkbuster in. Because I know my Bionic Avengers aren't going to make it to the other side of this node, I need to be able to keep Captain Sam healthy. You could try Fury here, and I showed that just so you know, because you don't really use him in the skill section unless you're pushing crazy Scourges. But his speed up doesn't really help you in the face of Morbius and Johnny Storm anyway. And the goal of this attack is very simple. We just want to take out as many fast characters as possible, so when the Young Avengers come in for the cleanup, it's very easy. You see it go right for the Morbius. And please note, this enemy She-Hulk, for whatever reason, is very squishy. We've seen a lot of characters like that in this War Scourge. The Hulks as well are going to be very squishy. So we're flying through this node because we're not having those ability Scourges on right now. When you throw those on, you got to be a little bit more picky and choosy where you're using certain abilities because you don't really want to be covered with ability blocks. The blinds you can kind of get away with a lot of unavoidable attacks, but the ability blocks are very brutal. So as you see that Hulk, he absolutely melted again just from splash damage, and we're actually going to be able to take him out before we go for the Doc Ock. Now one of the reasons we don't hard target the Gamma characters right off the bat is because they heal so much. Once I reach this point normally with my Bionic Avengers, I've run out of steam, I don't have abilities, I can't cleanse these slows. Doc Ock just peppers buffs on them and extends our debuffs, and it's a very slow and painful death, which is why I sped it up by 500%. Nothing happens here. We do a little bit of damage, it heals up. So with that burn team a success, we're going to come in with Young Avengers and finish this up. And this is clearly not a difficult task for Young Avengers. When I'm doing higher Scourges, I don't tend to get this far into node 4. Instead, I normally just beat the Morbius, maybe the Death Pool, and then Young Avengers come in and do 90% of the node instead of the last 25%, which is what you're seeing here. And you notice I do have Thor in that far corner. So charging Thor is very nice with certain Scourges. His ultimate doesn't really do much. So you have the Scourge where you can't stun enemies unless they have trauma. His ultimate's pretty useless. I'd rather him have 100% life heading into node 5 or node 10, wherever we're going to use him, which is what I'm doing on my current run again. Whoop. Let me just move this down. How's it going, guys? Yeah, so I know this one's coming out super late. I did start the actual visuals for the other ones, but I don't know what happened. I got like a wave of sickness out of nowhere. I'm not even sure if you can hear it in my voice or not. But I'm still hopeful to get node 5 out tonight, if not tomorrow morning, and then we'll get the remaining ones done tomorrow. I'll probably skip the villain section, at least for now, and get the more stressful ones out for everybody. Villain is very easy. But if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, and have fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.